The search and combing operation is currently underway in the forests in Doda, where the encounter took place. Two villages in Rajasthan's Jhunjhunu district were in grief as news came in of the death of soldiers Bijendra and Ajay Singh. We'll also try and connect with our reporters to get you more details. Even as the country salutes the brave hearts and their valor, politics continues unabated. Opposition is seeking accountability from the government over recent surge in terror attack in Jammu and Kashmir. As many as 48 soldiers have been killed in action in 32 months in the region. Congress's MP Rahul Gandhi, while expressing concern on rising terror attacks, said that our soldiers and their families are bearing the brunt of BJP's wrong policies. Other Congress leaders and INDI bloc allies asserted that BJP's promises of ending terror in Jammu and Kashmir have proven hollow.
Why such a situation should continue and who should be held answerable if not the union government headed by Ms. Modi? What happened to their Kashmir policy? Why the peace and normalcy could not be restored there?
अभी 3 सालों में 48 से ज्यादा हमारे फौजी जवान शहीद हुए और कहीं जख्मी हुए और कहीं 38 से ज्यादा आतंकी वारदातें हुई। तो इसका जो सिक्योरिटी लैप्स है, इसकी जिम्मेवारी तो सरकार को लेनी चाहिए।
As the opposition blamed the BJP government at the center in its Kashmir policies for the terror attacks, the Jammu and Kashmir DGP slammed the role of regional parties in the valley for Pakistan's successful infiltration into Kashmir civil society. He even alleged that so-called mainstream political parties cultivated leaders of terror networks and visited homes of killed terrorists to express sympathy with them. The comments of the DGP didn't go down well with PDP chief Mehbooba Mufti, who lashed out at the DGP R.R. Swain and demanded his sacking. Both the PDP chief and the Congress party branded DGP as a fixer.
Pakistan successfully came to infiltrate all important aspects of our civil society. Thanks to the regional so-called mainstream politics in the valley, there is overwhelming evidence to show that many had honed the art of running with the hare and hunting with the hound to a near science that left both the common men and the security men bewildered, frightened and confused. Visiting homes of killed terrorists and expressing sympathy in public became the new normal. While elimination of new recruits to terrorism was allowed and tacitly encouraged, those who facilitated the recruitment, arranged finances, were never investigated.
अब ये अपनी नाकामी को छुपाना चाहते हैं. They want to hide behind mainstream and regional parties. अपनी नाकामी को छुपाना चाहते हैं. He should be sacked. What is the DG doing? Infiltration का काम रोकना मेरा काम है? उमर अब्दुल्ला का काम है? या इनका काम है? बॉर्डर्स में कौन है? अंदर किसको डील करना है? किसने पुलिस फोर्स को मिलिटराइज किया है? Who has criminalized the thought process of Kashmiris?
Times Now's group editor-in-chief Navika Kumar spoke to Jammu and Kashmir DGP, who said his remarks were analytical in nature and were not directed against any particular political party.
But sir, the questions are being raised because there is an anticipation that elections will be held sooner than later, and also your comments, your recent comments have caused a stir because of the infiltration that you have pointed towards into civil society, thanks to, I'm quoting, mainstream or regional politics in the valley. Are there any incidents which can be brought to public scrutiny?
Said in a completely different context to the discussion which you are right now having. I was in an academic institution. We were discussing how important it is to frame strategies, be it for large organizations which is into management or nation states trying to design their security strategies. So when you are making a diagnosis of any designing a strategy, you need to have analyzed as to where actually you would require intervention, where you would really find out as to what exactly needs to be done. If you are treading at the same path and expecting to reach at a different destination, it is certainly not going to happen. So therefore, I do not think that it is aimed at any particular individual or, for that matter, any particular political party. What I was doing was, or what I was intending was, to make a diagnosis.
Let's now, in fact, go across to Gajraj, who's joining us live from Jaipur. Gajraj, both the martyrs of the four, Sepoy Bijendra and Sepoy Ajay, belong to the Jhunjhunu district. We're given to understand that their mortal remains will first be brought to Jaipur, where a wreath-laying ceremony will be conducted before they're taken to their native village.
Yes, absolutely. The preparations have been going on at the Jaipur International Airport to receive the mortal remains of Sepoy Ajay Kumar and Sepoy Bijendra, and they belong to this particular place called Junjunu. And Junjunu, let me tell you, Junjunu has been a place who has given a maximum number of soldiers to the Indian Army, and maximum number of martyrs have been also belong to Junjunu. If we talk about a cumulative number, because the number of people joining the army from that particular spot has been high, and sentiments in Junjunu are now at peak, because this has been a very unfortunate incident. And now we also spoke to a few people, few locals and a few former military persons, and they also said the sentiment in Junjunu for the Indian Army is at peak. And right now, after these two brave hearts got martyred,
right,
on the front line, so now the whole of Junjunu
right,
is now ready to welcome them over there at their native spot. And Indian Army has
stay on with us. And even as we speak about the mortal remains of the martyrs being taken to their native, fresh encounter in Doda currently underway. That's what sources are telling us, that in the Bhata Desa forest range in Doda, a brief exchange of fire took place. Yavar is getting us more details on the same. Yes, Yavar.
Exactly. There are the two midnight operations that are currently underway. What we have been given understanding by the sources is that it's a Bhata Desa forest range in the Doda, where the fresh exchange of brief gunfight took place in the midnight, and following that, a massive search operation has been initiated by the security forces involving the JNK police and the army. Now, remember that already an operation is underway in the Doda, and yesterday, in an initial exchange of gunfight, the army had to bear the casualty of 4 of its brave hearts, and after that, there was a massive search operation that was rattling there. But yes, there was some input that there is another movement in the nearby forest. So when the security forces launched a search operation there, so they were fired upon by some militants from that side. In fact, that has been quickly zeroed in on. Now, what poses a challenge for the security forces in these operations? That's a very rough and tough terrain, the hot and humid. So everything has to be taken the cautious before they can go for a go ahead for these operations. But remember, these operations are very tricky and very challenging. It's not an easy task for the security forces to train
Right.
the militants to flush them out. But yes, as I'm speaking to you, the operation in the places are still intact. Back to you.
All right, Yavar, thank you very much for getting us the details, but do keep tracking all the developments. We'll come back to you for updates. For the moment, we're slipping into a very short break. A lot more is lined up on the other side. Stay on with us.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.